Verb with Luke Holko and her husband, who's out here to join me today. And they are here, and everybody knows Luke's story, gang. This was the young man that was hit at the Scrappers game. And Nicole, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about that story, refresh their memory. This goes back how many years?
About just over 4 years ago. It was September 2nd, 2009. We were at a doubleheader Scrappers game, and we were sitting on the first base line. It was the beginning of the second game, and foul ball from Ben Carlson came and hit Luke in the back of the head.
And what happened?
Well, he immediately went unconscious, and we ran him out to
the
concourse area. And there was some ambulance crew there, and they immediately put him in the ambulance, rushed him to St. Elizabeth's, where they did emergency surgery to remove part of his skull.
And it's been, what, 2 years, you say, correct?
4.
4 years.
Just over 4.
All right. And tell me about the process and the progress that has happened over those 4 years.
We were life-flighted to Akron Children's the next morning, and he was there for 3 weeks. He was in a coma for about 9 days, and he was in a locked-in state. Eventually, as he started to wake up and come out of everything, we were in Cleveland rehab for a month, and then came home and did intense rehab outpatient for about 6 months. Gradually over time, he just worked really hard, and he's almost back to normal. He's got a couple small things that you really wouldn't notice, but he's doing great.
Right, and he looks terrific, and he's doing wonderful, and he's putting up with his sister, right?
Oh yeah, they like to pick on each other.
Now, you went to, talk to your husband for a minute. You went to the baseball game that day, a great night out. There's in a bad seat, really, at the Scrappers. And, it's always exciting. I mean, no one would ever dream something like this would have happened, right?
We just finished taking a family photo a few minutes earlier. It's the one that pretty much made all the papers and news. He was sitting in my lap. I was looking at my wife. She was sitting to my right. We were on first base line. And, all that day, we had been aware of the sun because it was in the west, so it was to our left and in your eyes. The sun finally set, and I guess as soon as you get a little comfortable, you let your guard down and heard the crack of the bat and looked up, and there the ball was.
And in essence, the team has embraced your family, haven't they?
They've supported us very much so. They've done different fundraisers. They've helped us do a couple. We last few years we didn't do one this year because we have some family issues going on, but we tried doing the Hit-a-thon, and hopefully maybe next year we'll see how that goes. But all the proceeds from that went back to Akron Children's.
All right, and talk to our listeners about the benefits that you've gotten from Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley.
The benefits we've gotten, wow. Just the staff here is amazing. It's like they're godsend. I do believe that God's put the right people in our lives when things happen, and without Akron Children's, I don't think we would have been in the position we were in. The staff was friendly. They made you feel like family, and we lived there for about a month. We lived in Akron Children's, and they were down to earth. They went out of their way. Most hospitals, some people think, hospital environment, it's different. The staff there wants to be with the children. You can tell just by their attitude and their demeanor, the way they carry themselves. And they're there to help the children. It's not just a job to them.
Sure, and it's great that we have Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley, which is here. 72,000 kids visited last year. And it's here if you need it. And a lot of us think we'll never need it, but you never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Yeah, we were in those shoes. We never thought we would be, one of those families you see on TV, or someone who needs a children's hospital or any of those specialties. And you always think it's never going to be you, but it's nice to know there's a place to go if you do.
All right, Luke is looking terrific, and he doesn't want to say a word. But we thank you both, and we encourage you to give right here to become a miracle maker. Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley, 1-888-746-9890.